I'm here with Gary Farha, who's running for Adams County State's Attorney coming up in the March primary. How are you doing?
Very good, Chad. Thanks for having me.
Good. What do you think are the biggest problems facing Adams County residents right now?
Well, there's a myriad of problems, but it's a societal problem. It's not just facing Adams County, but the state of Illinois, obviously the United States of America, and its violence. There is no question that teenagers have become very, very concerned about, well, I shouldn't say they've become concerned. Teenagers are reacting to crises in a lot different ways than they've ever reacted before. Gun violence is extraordinary. School violence is extraordinary. Bullying is out of control. So, and parenting, in some instances, is very much of a concern. So, it is unprecedented, the violence that we're seeing in Quincy, in Adams County, but also in the state of Illinois and also the country.
And when it comes to violent crime, how aggressive do you plan to be then if elected to this post?
Well, we have to be very aggressive, but it's got to be a twofold approach. Number one, when somebody commits a violent crime, they have to pay the price. We have to have a very, very tough prosecution of that. But we have to get at the root causes too. There is no question that we have, as I indicated earlier, a lack of parenting that's going on in some segments. We have to reach out and create a situation where parents are more responsible, to take more initiative in raising their children. The schools can't be parents. Organizations can't be parents. They can go a long way towards helping, but we need to reach out and teach people to take responsibility for their children. And that's why my Citizens Advisory Committee is important, because I have a vision that we can do better. We can reach out to these parents through organizations, through individuals, and tell them we expect more, and here's how we'll help you do more with your children. It's at a crisis, without questions.
Something else that might not be crisis level, but it seems like there's been a certain uptick in heroin arrest, heroin overdose. How concerning is that to you?
Well, it's very concerning, and drugs are my forte. I have prosecuted more drugs than any prosecutor in this area. If you've seen my commercials, Tony Groten's from the retired from the DEA, talks about me as an effective prosecutor. Heroin is a problem, as is methamphetamine. Cocaine is still a problem. Prescription drugs are a problem, and there's no easy answer to it. One of the things that is important, and I think that has been proven, is that you have to have jobs within an economy to keep people busy so that they don't turn to drugs. Heroin presents unique challenges because it is so addictive, but methamphetamine is as well, and there's been success stories. Drug court works. I don't know if you have heard about the drug court graduation that Danny Smith, who was an individual who had basically run out of opportunities, and he was going to go to prison. And his father was dying, and his father came to me, his wife came to me, and after serious consideration and efforts on Danny Smith's part, he got into drug court, and he has become a true success story. And he mentioned me in his graduation. And because of his efforts, we have an individual who is now a father to his child, a husband to his wife. His dad got to see him before he died. So drug court can work with heroin too. I don't want to suggest that heroin is not a concern, but heroin can be effectively dealt with. It's just going to take a lot of effort and a lot of concern on the parts of people. I feel very bad for the mothers and fathers of these young people that are using heroin and they can't stop them. I know of recent cases that I've gotten calls over that the parents are exasperated. They don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Their sons are stealing from them, anything they can do to get a fix. So it is a significant problem. The solution isn't necessarily to send all these kids to prison. The solution is to find different ways of dealing with them in any which way we can that works for that individual.
Let's talk a little bit about your experience. You've been in the state's attorney's office for quite a while. How does your experience play into this?
Oh my goodness, experience. My theme is experience matters, and it's really true. Tom Leeper, who is a former state's attorney, has said and gone on record as saying that I have more experience starting off than any other state's attorney candidate he can remember in the last 40 years. I have 32 years of experience as an attorney. I've been in the state's attorney's office for 21 years. As you can tell from the number of endorsements that I have gotten from, in essence, the 4 former state's attorneys in one way or another, the 3 Republican state's attorneys have formally endorsed me. The 4th, Anthony Cameron, has taken to task my opponent and her campaign. So my experience is what sets us apart. I have the Office of State's Attorney is the chief legal advisor to the county board. I have 20 years of experience as a civil attorney. My opponent, 0. We are the state's attorney is the chief legal advisor to each county office holder. Again, that's very important. I have ran grand juries for 15 years. There are a number of grand jury foremen that will speak out on my behalf. That's an important aspect of the Office of State's Attorney. More than that, my opponent has handled DUIs and traffic matters. And those are important, but they're certainly not the type of cases that are causing the problems in this community. There's not any type of case that comes across the criminal court docket that I haven't handled. Murders, sexual assaults, home invasions, burglaries, property crimes, but more importantly, drug crimes. And when it's all said and done, drugs are what are causing these murders in Adams County. Virtually every murder we've had this past year has some way been involved with drugs. And that's why it's very important for the people who are considering voting in this race to listen to people like Tony Grotens, Lee Mangold, Pat Frazier, Nick Hyland. These are all drug enforcement officers. My opponent likes to say that I make deals with too many defense attorneys, that they're supporting me because I'm easy. There's a couple facts I want to point out to you. In the last 5 years, I have been personally involved with sentencing people to 2,239 years in prison, while she's been responsible for about 300. I have had, since 1997, 67 jury trials that involved drugs or violent crimes, gun crimes. She's had 6. In those cases, she had 2 not guilties, 2 guilties, and 2 mistrials. That's the difference in this race. Experience matters.
What do you want voters to know about you as a person?
I care. I'm a lifelong Quincyan and Adams County resident. My family has been here for over 120 years. I know this community. I know the people. I know the needs. Adams County is so rich with people that want to help. And we can get over the problems that we have quite easily with effort. And I probably shouldn't have said quite easily. There's going to be effort
there's some work.
that is there. But Gary Farha is a very, very passionate person. I will give people a break when they deserve a break. We can't send everybody to prison, and we're not going to. It's just not a fact. Governor Rauner is calling for less prison sentences, getting rid of mandatory sentences. And you know how conservative he is. It's just a fact. It's unfortunate that people's behaviors cause this problem, but we have to come up with better solutions. So I think I have the unique ability to understand who needs to go to prison and why they need to go to prison, and who deserves a break and another opportunity to straighten out their lives.
All right, Gary Farha, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Election Day is March 15th. Make sure and get out and vote.